lovely load. Make sure I don't get hit by a car here. So I've got a 27,000 pound steel roller. That's what I would compare this to, a rolling pin. More trucks coming. I like this load. It's nice and light, so I'll get good gas mileage. I'm at a nice rest area for my 30-minute break. It's on the northwestern edge of North Carolina, I think. Getting ready to head into Tennessee, I think it is. I lose track. The interesting part about this, I guess, load is I was able to put chains on it, because right as it drops off the lip on both sides, it's got a wood carriage system that this thing was probably made in Japan or China, because it was shipped into the Georgia Port Authority, where I picked this up and finally used my twig card for the first time. Oh, did I point out somebody hit my truck again? So now I got more battle scars. I can't remember. It's windy. I don't know. I probably mentioned that already, but I forget what I talk about, so I tend to repeat myself. The steel rollers. You watch other trucks while I talk. Huh? The steel roller on each side has like a wood carriage. I don't know if that's the right terminology. It's got 2x1s wrapped all the way around it. They're about 12 to 18 inches long, and it's covers the whole circumference of the diameter of the side arm. On each side it has one, and they even painted a small resemblance of a chain, letting you know this is where you put your chains. So I'm like, well, heck, I'll use chains, because typically on a load like this, we wouldn't use chains. I was going to switch my camera over to something else, but it probably would have been rude. So I was able to use chains. I've got 2 straps on each end that wrap around. Perform like a belly wrap function, that's the way we call it, and also 2 over the center. So I've actually got 6 securements, about 48,000 pounds worth of securement for this 27,000 pound item. Doing my 30-minute break, as I mentioned before. Let's see what we got left to do. I'm headed to Ghent, Kentucky. Yeah, okay, so I'm in North Carolina. Watch it focus eventually. Too much reflection for it to focus. There it goes. It's trying. Did you see that? It tried. And it's like, hey, wait, I want to refocus. There we go. So as you can see, I'm right on the edge of North Carolina, about ready to head into Tennessee. My final destination is here to get my delivery, which will happen tomorrow, because I don't think I'll make it there today. I've got 7 hours and 8 minutes left, according to that. Oh wow. And I've got 5 hours and 3 minutes of drive time, so I will be short of my destination, which is what I planned anyway. And then I will deliver tomorrow in Ghent, Kentucky, and then I will most likely pick up. There is a couple locations in Ghent, Kentucky that I've picked up steel from before, and I anticipate that's what I will be doing. If not, I'll go someplace else. That's cool. As long as I am no longer in Savannah, Georgia area, because that is about as far southeast as I ever go, and that's pretty far from my home. So I like traveling closer to home, so it ensures that I make it home this weekend. Anyway, I think that's it for today. This is a awesome location to be. I love the mountains. It reminds me a lot of home, except for here. There's I guess you would say, there's more deciduous trees than there are fir, or what I call evergreen trees. There are some, but it gives it a different look, the deciduous trees. So when the 4 seasons come, you've always got the changing of the colors, the leaves falling off and changing colors in the fall and then coming back in the spring, which is kind of funny because in Arkansas, when I started out, or when I was finishing up my week last week, there were trees that were budding and had leaves coming out like crazy. And then I drove up to northern Ohio, northeast of Cleveland, and there was it was like frozen, snow everywhere, salt everywhere. So anyway, that's it for right now. I am going to get a truck wash today so I can really see the damage to my vehicle. I could have swore I already talked about it, but maybe I'm just remembering myself taking pictures and sending all the photos to my safety company. 8 o'clock at night, I'm asleep in my bunk, and all of a sudden a truck bumps, a cargo container truck bumps into my truck while it tried to park. I was in a parking space and the space next to me was open, but I guess he was having a tough time. It was one of those shorter truck stops where you have less room to maneuver. I try not to stress about those things anymore. I got his information, sent it all to my company. They'll take care of it. And it's not there. The top part is blue paint, which could probably buff out, but the bottom part is actually gouged in scratches, so that won't. The only way you can repair that is with some paint. And maybe some body work, or just replace the whole panel, because it's just a small plastic piece, but it probably costs like $500. Because that's the way you got to do it in America. Build it for $1, sell it for $500. That's what I'm talking about. It is 2:13 Central Standard Time, and I'm done for today. Started my day really early, because now my body wants to get up super early with the way I started on Monday, which was 2:55 a.m. Eastern Time. So that would have been 1:55 Central Time to make sure I got there by 10, because I love that 10 o'clock rule. I am just on the inside north of Tennessee in Kentucky, and it is raining here now. I did 510 miles today. I'm happy with that. I could do more, but this is all I want to do, because I need to, since I was out over the weekend and I was at a location that did not have laundry services, I now have that time available to where I can take care of some laundry, because I need to. I am down to the last bit of clean clothes. And I always carry spares, but those spares have held out until now, and now I need clean clothes. And sorry, I feel like I got something in my eye. It's probably disappointment in my eye. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm roughly 2 hours and 54 minutes, probably about 2.5 hours away from where I got to deliver, and they do not start receiving until 8 a.m. So I'll be showing up right when they open, based on how early I'm leaving. So, and we'll get unloaded and see what we get next. It'll only be Wednesday morning, and still got some stuff to do. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but last week I drove over 3,500 miles of paid miles. So that check's going to be monstrous. And so far, let's see, it's been 2 days, and I've done 1,100 miles in 2 days. So if I'm doing 1,000 miles or more every 2 days, okay. So So I might get, I couldn't start based on I needed a 34-hour reset because I had 30 minutes left, maybe a little bit less on my 70-hour clock and last week, so I had to do a 34-hour reset unless I wanted to run on recap, but my recap would have been horrendous, and I would have made it to the receiver, but then I would have to park until my hours reset at midnight, and I figured, well, I'm going to have to just do a 34-hour reset, which would require me to leave really early Monday morning. And so that's the way it's worked out. I really love electronic logs. Some of the rules are kind of bizarre. I mean, I understand they're trying to use common sense, but it's not, sometimes the sense isn't that common. And yeah, so. And it's, I don't know, even though I have a limited experience with electronic logs, I'm still not sure exactly how I feel. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship sometimes. Because I love it that it prevents abuse by companies, but it also prevents drivers from getting where they need to get by minutes, without incurring a violation. So, I mean, it's just, sometimes you're just like, There are instances where supposedly you're able to have more time, per se, but there's no way to show that on these electronic logs. So, I mean, they have rules that allow that on certain special circumstances, but when those circumstances occur, you can't really say, hey, this is that time that I'm using that special circumstance. So, but again, I've only been doing this for 2 years. Maybe there is a way, maybe with certain electronic devices. Maybe people know that method. I don't know. I don't know it. So it's a love-hate relationship. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Now it's time to go do laundry. Probably take a shower while I'm waiting for my laundry. And getting some food. I really need to hit a Walmart because I'm down to my last resources on food, which are like my emergency resources. And so need some more fresh stuff.